show.
This is the start of the show. Every week, it's me trying to figure out how to get the background music. Hey, everybody, if it's Tuesday, it can mean only one thing, and that one thing is it's time for Comic Book School Live, the show that gives you the craft and business of making comics. We have a great show for you tonight. We have a very special guest who is going to be talking to you about how you can draw eyes better and why that's so important. Anyway, let's just get right into it. My name is Buddy Scalera, and I am a comic book writer. I'm a publisher. I do photo reference. I'm going to turn the music off. I'm joined by my good friend. Technical delay? Yeah, no. You get what you pay for. That's it. I go on when we go on. Better just
see this? This is a Matthew.
Oh, because they're already picking on us. All right. You know, Mike, on Robot Chicken, it's on HBO. I just let it play in the background. You know what? Even without it, it's still a funny show.
It's hilarious.
It is very hilarious, and people should put it on and just let it stream so you guys keep getting picked up for more shows.
Yeah, especially all the ones that I wrote.
And we also have the managing editor of the Comics Beat, also worked at Wizard and alumni, and really brings a little bit of intelligence to the show, if I could say, from our sort of muddled thinking and memories and contemporary stuff, Deanna. So I'm just going to put in one round of applause for all of us. Is that it? Hold on. Did it go?
It did go.
Yep.
It's been a. There we go. All right, we're doing better. Okay. The only problem is I can't draw. Yeah, don't worry. Most
Me
of us
either.
can't. Deanna, just lead us off. You gave us a quote because we're going to be doing things about eyes. Give us a like a passionate reading.
Ooh, okay. It is a Bronte sister, Charlotte
And
Bronte.
you did dual major in theater, right?
Theater and English.
Theater and English, minoring in dance.
Yep. Okay. The soul, fortunately, has an interpreter.
Oh wait, hold on. Let's do this the right way. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
No, this is it.
No, that's
Yep,
not
there
it.
you
Oh,
go.
here we go. Okay. Oh, now I can't read it because it's so small.
All right, never mind.
The soul, fortunately, has an interpreter, often an unconscious, but still a faithful interpreter in the eye.
Very good. All right, so tonight we're going to be talking about eyes and why you need to draw eyes better, and who better to teach us than our good friend, comic art legend, Sean Chen. We love Sean Chen.
It's great to be here.
Sean, welcome back. Nice to see you again. Just going by your first name now from here on out.
Yeah, like Madonna, me and Madonna. Who was married to Sean Penn, which is not me.
No, it's not you?
It's not the same person.
Different person.
Yeah.
So, Sean, just a real quick, you once said in one of the shows, is this true? Is that poster behind you because there's a giant hole in the wall and you're just using your original art to cover up a hole in the wall?
Yeah, it's a construction paper. So it's a Tyvek construction paper. So I hung it up to cover a hole, but then I can't resist the big piece of paper. So I drew Danny Moonstar and Demon Bear on it.
Hooray for Sean. Agreed. Hooray for Sean. So, Sean, you're all in on this topic, and you gave us some amazing and useful tips for drawing eyes. So let's just get right into it. If you have not yet watched Sean's back videos, definitely take a look back in our video archive. Sean talked about how to draw expressions. I think you did live drawing in both of these, didn't you?
At least on one of them.
I think on the green one on the left, and then the other one on heads is a little bit more like this, where we are able to pace ourselves.
Yeah.
Tunneling his way. So you can find Sean on the Instagram. But Sean, world famous comic artist. Thank you for helping him fund Evermind, which you see right here in the middle of the page. If you don't yet follow him on Instagram, you definitely should. It is an unmitigated treat. It's not just illustrations. It's a peek into Sean's creative world where he makes things. Does somebody need to get the phone?
Sorry.
We'll wait.
It's not me.
Not me either.
Fasolo?
Nice.
All right. Anyway, Sean Chen, world famous, a fan favorite and a personal favorite of mine. Always, always generous here at comicbookschool.com. And please buy his stuff. There's a link to Evermind at the end of the show. You can still buy Evermind. And if you remember, the way we say thank you to our guests is by buying their stuff. You can buy Sean's comics at 24/7 Comics. It's Evermind, as you can see there. But Wingman is Sean's first published work that he wrote and drew himself. It is a meta exploration of the idea of storytelling. He gives you behind the scenes of how he tells the story, what he's thinking, what he's trying to accomplish. So it's like a master class in making a comic while still being a comic. Is that a good way to describe it, Sean?
Wow. I kind of want to buy it now.
Yeah, I have a free copy, actually. I still have it somewhere. I think it's Leveling the Art Table, but it is excellent. It's a great piece of work. And is it still available to buy, or is it just digital download now?
Oh yeah, I got a ton of them. So yeah, you can contact me and then you can get it like $20.
$20?
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. But people should go to 247 Comics. Get that.
You can
and
read
they
it
should
for
also
free.
find you at the Sean Chen art now with 88,500 followers.
Been stuck there for a while.
Dude, that is just bonkers. 88,500 followers. And you're like, oh, but then I was just fascinated by Sean Chen as special guest on Champagne and Comics with Tiffany.
Yes, I do a lot of shows, not just yours.
But I just think, yeah, but just look at that. Like that's a dreamy photo of you.
Yeah, well, you should see Tiffany. She's good. She's quite a lot good to look at.
All right, well, I'll have to check it out. But you are particularly dreamy in that photo.
Yeah, so it was 20 years
Deanna,
ago.
do you want to comment? Any thoughts on the dreaminess of Sean?
It's a lovely headshot. I like the angle, the like cool
little jaunty,
angle.
Right? Okay. Yes.
Hey guys.
Hey guys, I'm in a Hallmark special.
Right. Flesh-colored shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, right on. All right, so let's get on with the show. Do they drink champagne while reading comics? Sean, is there actually champagne involved?
Well, she drinks champagne. I don't drink, so except for the Merlot that's in the green room.
Go back to you do shows other than ours. Is that?
Well, because it was
I'm a little worried.
campaign.
I'm a little worried that other people are getting a little bit of you.
But you kind of have to do every single show when you have a Kickstarter running. So the Kickstarter just ended, but because of that, I did like 15 different shows.
But you do this show because you want to do this show.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I'm prompting you.
This is the favorite show.
But
Yeah,
he sounds a little jealous. I think
Yes.
he's a little jealous.
I totally. I'm paranoid, highly medicated, and in therapy. Everybody knows that. I'm not
Tell me you love me, Sean. Please, Sean, tell me you love me the best.
This is the best show. This is a show where I do a lot of giving. The other shows I just like, give me your money. But this is a show where I teach you stuff and I impart knowledge on you. So
wow,
this is the place you got to find.
That's the right answer. That is the right answer, and everybody loves that, and they love you. So, Sean, let's get down to it because you did put a lot of work into preparation for our show. You gave us eyes, and I had asked you about drawing eyes and about the importance of eyes. And you put these in order, so I think you have a story to tell. Start with this one.
Okay, well, this is your basic close-up of a front view of an eye. It's kind of like what we think of when we think of an eye. It's that football shape with an eyeball in it. The thing about eyes, you know what they say about it. I think that little poem that we started the show off is kind of very apropos here, but they call it the window to the soul. So, it's much more complicated than it looks. And then I don't know really if you can really say whether it's the window to the soul. I mean, it's really just an organ for vision. But that window to the soul thing is just because there's a little bit of transparency there and there's a little depth and everything. So we can get into how to do all that. But this is basically your standard female eye.
What makes this female versus male? Like, why do we know right away that this is a female eye? How did I know that this was not a male eye? What makes it different?
Long, luscious lashes. And I guess it has like a softer almond shape. So a lot of times with guys, especially if you're like European, there's a heavy brow ridge. It's sharper and it casts a deeper, more dramatic shadow. So this is like softer, and then that eyelash. I mean, no guy has eyelashes like that. I mean, not eyelash, eyebrows. So
yeah, that's a well-drawn eyebrow. That is an intentional eyebrow.
Yes, it is. So I think the key thing to keep in mind here is you can kind of see that the eyeball looks like it has glass over it, and that's all just an illusion. So when you look at this, you kind of, your brain sees an eye, but really this is just pencil on white paper and some gray tones. But
I have a question for you. So as I was looking at this in advance, I noticed that you had I guess a light source here, and that this would be the color of the eye. I forget what you call that.
the iris.
The iris. Which part's the scalera?
Oh, the white part is called the scalera. So I guess you didn't know, but your name actually means, well, friendly, because I can see the whites of your eye, right, buddy?
Ooh.
Scalera.
I didn't know that. Maybe I should have known something about my own name after all these years. But Sean, I did notice at the top of the eye you have where you would imply color, and then over here it was white.
Yeah.
But over here is where you put the reflection. Talk to me about how you approach that and how you made that decision.
Okay, well, the next slide shows it a little bit better, but this one, it's basically that white little TV shape. That's called the spectral highlight. So that's basically a reflection of the light source. So in this case, it could be like a TV or like a window, because it's kind of rectangular, or oftentimes it's round. But it's basically a reflection of the light source. It's usually in the upper part of the eye because the lights come from above. So then that's where you can kind of consider like the light entering the eye. And then it feels kind of like there's like a glass dome. And when it passes through to the bottom part of the iris, which is that kind of empty area. So it's like a spotlight. And then the reason why the eyeball is so dark on top is because the eyelid is like a hood, and then it casts a shadow on the iris. So that makes that illusion that it's set in. And then the light on the bottom is basically the part just not covered by shadow. So that part picks up a highlight. And all of those things work together to make that illusion like this is glass.
Well, and also you create this illusion of, the depth of the bottom eyelid by darkening this and then lightening it up here. What's the strategy that you do to create that illusion of depth, even in just such a small space?
Well, usually on our skin, it's not really super shiny. Most of it is just like, it's keratin based, and it doesn't really reflect light. But when it gets to the eyes, it's oftentimes like very wet, and then the skin is very thin. So it's kind of shiny. And then the part that's facing the light will pick up a highlight. And sometimes when light hits things, it kind of floods the area with light. So it'll obscure a lot of definition and things behind it. So that gives the illusion that light is hitting that lower lid, and then it's kind of bouncing up, and then it's kind of hiding what's behind it.
Wow.
And then also, like, here's another trick that I learned from, I think, Jim Lee. When you draw the eyeball, if you only draw the top 2/3 of the eyeball and then leave the bottom part empty, kind of like what's going on there, you can make the eye look like wet, or like the person's starting to cry, or that they're very healthy and young, because it's kind of like a wet eye. It's like very healthy. So these are all illusions that make it seem glassy and vibrant and healthy.
So from 3 English majors, guys, what do you think? Did we know any of this?
Nope.
No, didn't know any of that.
Not at all.
I didn't know any of that. And Deanna was a dance minor, so probably a lot of crying involved in it.
Emoting and
A lot of emoting. Okay. Let's go to number 2. Sean, what are we looking at here? This is fascinating.
Right. Okay. This is that diagram I'm talking about. So the dotted line is the stream of light, and then it hits that glass dome. We're looking over the hill, so it's kind of hitting from the other side, and that's the spectral highlight. And then when it hits that lens, it flares out and then washes over the opposite side. So if it enters at like northeast, then the highlight at the bottom would be southwest.
So wait, that's where the light, this light is hitting.
Is entering,
here?
Yes. Yeah, and then it fans out and then lights up the opposite side of the iris.
You're so smart. I just got like chills on the back of my neck. Like I would have never in my life imagined the eye like that. Like, how did you come to this?
Oh, I learned this by looking at tutorials and stuff. And
Dude, you don't look at people's eyes like this. Like, how did you? Like, I hope you don't. Like,
Hasn't he ever just stared into your eyes, buddy?
Oh,
He
I don't make
stares
eye
into my
contact.
eyes a lot.
Yeah. I don't do eye contact, so.
I don't blame you. Oh, it actually looks like a real question. Go ahead, Mike.
Are the eyes the last feature drawn on the face or the first because of its importance when constructing the expression?
Good question.
Well, I guess it doesn't really matter so much when you draw it, but it is probably the most important thing because I think we kind of key into faces, and then particularly of the face, the kind of the nexus of where it all begins is the eyes. So it's the most important. So if you save the important for the last, then it's the last thing you draw. If you draw the important things first, then it's the first. But I think one thing to keep in mind is that the eyes are they have this outsized importance, and also it's not just for seeing. It's just that we broadcast so much communication before we all shared a common language. It's the way we kind of communicate with micro expressions, and the reason we're so good at reading it is because our very lives depended on it. So we can like if you draw an eye and it's like millimeters of difference, it makes a huge difference. Like I always use the example of like if you take the popliteal height, which is from your knees to your feet, that length over there, you can be off by 3 inches and no one can tell because we don't really care about that area so much, and we don't really discriminate too much about whether it's too long or too short. But then when you get to the eye, a millimeter makes a huge difference. And in real life too, because like if I was talking to you, if we weren't on Zoom and you were 3 feet away and I have a zit on my nose, I'm talking to you, but I know that you're looking at my zit because I can see your eyes. It's not looking here, but actually right here. And like that ability to scrutinize the eyes has been such like an evolutionary important thing. And you know that's good and bad because when you draw it, you got to be spot on. And the good thing is that if you're looking at a drawing, you can kind of tell if it's wrong because we're so good at reading eyes. You can say like, well, this girl's supposed to be surprised, but she looks bored. I can tell because I look at eyes all the time. From an evolutionary standpoint, we always have. So it's a matter of just knowing what to do to fix it.
You got a new one. I've heard that humans are one of the few species that can see where each other's looking.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at things like sharks or even something like a dog, their iris kind of fills the whole eye. So sometimes you really can't tell where they're looking because it's just like a black dot. But when it comes to humans, we can see out of that black dot very easily, but then it evolved to be more of a communication thing. Like I said, that micro expression. Like imagine if we're a caveman and I come upon you and I don't recognize you. I don't know whether you're going to kill me or just give me some of your venison. So we're staring each other down. We got our swords, our spears at each other. And I got to know a split second before you whether you plan to kill me or not. And it's such an important thing. And I'm going to be focused on your eyes because your eyes can probably broadcast what you're about to do a split second later. So that's how important it is. And that's why we're so good at fixating on the eyes. And yeah, like human beings communicate so much because of the whites of our eyes kind of tell us exactly where we're looking, and exactly like the triangle on both shapes of your eyeball changes shape and then broadcasts so much information to each other.
And this is a neutral eye. You were using this for demonstration purposes to show where the light comes in, but this is more expressive. And the first one on the left, what is this, like a 100-yard gaze, and then the one over here is maybe a side eye. Talk to me about what you did here.
Okay, well, this is mostly just showing the eye from different angles. So it's not so much really expressions, but just a side view and how complicated that is. And then from a 3/4 view. But the good thing about 3/4 view is like when you draw the eye from the front, you just basically draw that football shape with a ball in it. But the 3/4 view really tells you what's really going on with that shape. I mean, you can see like the eyeball is really like a ping pong ball, and then it has like these little the eyelid on top and on the bottom, and how they kind of they're like orange peels, and they have some thickness to it and how they wrap around. So there's a lot of information you can get, and I actually like drawing this angle because it's a lot more telling than the straight on view, which you can just draw as an icon and get away with it. So this one, the 3/4 view has like a lot of understanding there. You can learn a lot about how the eye is constructed.
Yeah, but look how, I mean, just as an example, what you said were two demonstrations of angles. I defined the one on the left as the 1,000-yard stare. I inferred thought, somebody thinking and focused off in the distance, and the other one a little bit menacing as far as I'm concerned. I don't know, Mike, Deanna, what did you interpret this as having meaning when you saw these eyes?
I didn't for the one on the left, but with the one on the right, I was like, oh, that's like a sexy look.
Sexy. Okay, I saw it as menacing. Deanna, what did you think when you saw these eyes?
I agree that the one on the left is more just, this is the side profile shot, but the one on with that one on the right definitely has more of a, I didn't get sexy like I see it more like, not, I don't even think it's menacing. It's more like just kind of like someone like that person that this woman has just kind of caught you and she's looking at you, like looking through you almost. I didn't get sexy or menacing though. I got more just like intense. Maybe intense is the better word.
And it looks like, Mike, do we have a new guest? Do we have a new guest?
I believe that is a new one. Yes.
That is a new one. So we're going to give and they get their welcome. Welcome. Let me see if I can put the welcome up.
Tofu Lang.
I can't get the welcome up, but
It's somewhere.
It's somewhere.
I don't know if McLeod is new or not. I don't think so.
Let's give McLeod an applause too.
I think McLeod's been here before.
All right, we're good. We're good. Thank you for being newbies. We're glad that you're here to see Madonna, Cher, and Sean. I think they are a traveling act together. Sean, these are not eyes. What are these?
Yeah, well, these are eyes. That's the weird thing in comics. You can interpret so many ways. So that first one is that Charles Fleischer, is that his name? Superman, whose eyes never seem to be open. And then the other one is Tintin, which his eyes are just like a dot. I know, like with Charlie Brown, he has those dots for eyes too. But the whole comic is very simplistic. But Tintin actually gets really detailed with like backgrounds and everything. And then for the eyes, they just decided to put a dot there. So it just shows like how varied you can be with how you interpret this stuff. And I'm still trying to figure out what it means.
Most of Tintin's expressions are what? With the eyebrows, right?
Yeah, and body language. So, so the eyes are important, but there are ways around it. So, there's a corollary to how important they are. And that one you were trying to figure out whether it was like seductive or angry, that shows that eyes don't tell the full story. You still need context because and it's important to know that the eyes work in concert with the eyebrow and then the cheek and then the mouth and everything all together is what, and also the viewing angle. So it's not just, a lot of times people just draw an empty face and then try to get the emotion just in the eye. And that's not really going to work because it starts with the whole body and the eye is an important part of it, but just still a part of it. Well,
and now with it, quick question, did you draw this?
Well, I mean, I looked it up. I didn't know whether you're allowed to show stuff.
I mean, we show stuff all the time. It's journalistic privilege.
Okay. I just didn't want you to get.
No, but did you draw this?
Yeah.
You can draw on these styles as well, so it's not just like you can. All right, well, I'm going home.
I can trace. That's
other things.
Yeah, you can trace. Yeah, I'm sure you trace nothing. What's interesting about this expression here is, until you said it, I never noticed that he doesn't really have eyes. Does he ever open his eyes?
In the cartoon, I don't think he does. And sometimes there was an artist, I think Ed McGuinness also draws Superman without opening his eyes. Huh. And it has like some kind of connotation. I mean, he is human yet also alien at the same time, and it puts a little distance between you. And then maybe when he's Clark Kent, he has his eyes open or something. So, it's once you set that rule, you kind of have to work with it for your entire run. But it works sometimes. I think it's pretty effective.
Deanna, what do you think of the different types of expressions? What are you reading from these expressions? I personally can't read anything on Superman, but I can on Tintin. What are your thoughts?
I think both of them have definitely shown expression, but it's the eye, but it's not the eye. Like the eye is part of it, but it's like you said, the eyebrow and the eye have to work together. And I think these are two examples of where it's actually the eyebrow showing you more expression than the eye itself. because like his eyebrows all the way up by his hairline, that, you know, that's surprise, you know, but he only has 2 little black dots for actual eyes. So his eyebrow actually is doing more work than the eyeball itself. And even with the other side, it's there's a pride and a, like, you know, I'm the big hero. His eyes are not open, but it's in the expression around the eyes. So I think it's, like you said, it has to work in tandem. It has to go together.
Mm-hmm. And Krypton is farther from the sun, so Superman squints. Okay.
He just needs sunglasses. That's really
Doesn't vaporize us with his laser vision.
so it's a safety concern. I got
it. Yep, that's true.
I can't read them, Mike, because they're behind my screen. What does it say?
Great artists like Sean can draw what they see because he's awesome.
I agree.
Awesome.
Tintin always maintains a curious, childlike expression with the style he's drawn in.
Yeah, it's a great point. Yeah, I mean, he's at the age where he's discovering the world, and if you read those comics, he's always going to these exotic places, and that expression happens a lot because that kind of the wonder and the innocence and everything. It works, and
I could never get into Tintin. I just didn't never.
Oh, we got a real question.
Got a real question.
Professional artists use eyes to guide the viewer's attention in a panel or illustration.
Use eyes. Well, every time you see someone purposely looking at something, we kind of have a desire to see what they're looking at. So, you know, if you're walking the street and you see someone looking up in the sky, your eye goes there. It's like, what is he looking at? Like, is it someone about to jump? Or, so yeah, I mean, and then a sure way to catch someone's attention is when the character looks directly out of the panel. Usually that's called like breaking the fourth wall, but in comics we do it all the time. It's just a way to grab the reader, and then whatever is being done or being said gets more attention.
So, Sean, I have a question because this originated for me from something that Jimmy Palmiotti said back when he was inking. He said he inked the eyes first because he needed to get that right. With that, to him, that was the most important part. To an earlier question that somebody asked, do you draw the eyes first? You don't draw the eyes first. You sketch out the head, you do the blocking and whatnot. I mean, the idea of drawing the eyes first is, I think, more of an inking thing, and less of an illustration thing. Am I interpreting this incorrectly?
Because when you're the penciler, you kind of have to create something from whole cloth. Mm-hmm. And when you're an inker, it's already kind of there. So you got to really get the eyes right. So maybe you can start with the eyes. But for me, like, it keeps me from relying on the eyes to do all the emoting, because really it's the whole body that gets into the expression, and the eyes kind of just reinforce it. So a lot of times I don't really know where to put the eyes because I don't know where the rest of the body is. So, and so I start by just drawing everything really, really quickly and getting it very rough. And then even I'll admit afterwards, since the eyes are so important, we have to scan our pages in to send it into the editor or to the inker. And then I almost always get in there and zoom in on the eyes and then kind of just move the eyeballs around. And so in some ways, the eyes can be drawn first, but then they're also drawn again last, because if I'm going to fix anything on my drawing, it's usually the eyes are the place where you can go wrong the most, and it's the place where people can scrutinize your drawing the most. So, Photoshop, you can zoom in and then lasso and jog things up and down, pixel by pixel.
All right, let's keep going here. We have another set of eyes. I'm not sure what to make of these. This is what, Sean?
Okay, so as the opposite of what we just saw, which is like a dash or a dot for an eye, this is really going overboard. And these are anime eyes. So this in Japanese anime, I think it started by that Osamu Tezuka guy who kind of drew big eyes, and he was inspired by Disney characters that have big eyes. And I think it all starts with Betty Boop. But that thing about the eyes being the window to the soul, they really take that to heart with this. The eyes are just so big and they're so elaborate. You can see it has all the same parts. I mean, it has like the dark area on top of the iris, the light down below, the spectral highlight above. And since it's an anime, there's a lot of spectral highlights because they want to make it feel like very like sparkly. So yeah, eyes that are just oversized and it looks cute and it looks young, and I think that's why they do it.
Wait, just get back. So I didn't realize this until you had mentioned it. You mentioned the spectral highlights. They are exactly opposite here. Is that suggesting that the eyes are a little bit crossed?
Oh, what it is I drew one eye and then just copy and paste it on the other side.
All right.
Yeah, but usually they would like the spectral highlight will align in like maybe at the 11 o'clock position on both eyeballs. So yeah, this is a bit deceptive. I just thought it looked weird with one eye.
So you tricked me.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, you have to pay for me to make the extra effort. So.
Did you do that for the champagne show, Sean? You do both eyes for the champagne show?
I did. She paid me in champagne. So
we got a real question though. Have you ever had to tell a story when zoomed in eyes? Example: a few panels of a tear forming, or a bruise growing, etc.
Yeah, I mean, as part of being a comic book artist, you have to have a variety of shots. So, the establishing shot where you're like really, really, really far away, that's a type of shot. And then you really can't do that again on the same page because it's just, there's not variety. So the opposite of that is the very extreme close-up. And sometimes you can have extreme close-up of finger pressing a button, but a really popular one that really grabs you and is really emotionally charged is a close-up of the eye doing an expression. And sometimes you can zoom in so close, like in the beginning of Blade Runner, where you see like an eyeball and then the entire city burning inside it. It's really cool. And one cool thing about when you zoom in that close to an eye in a movie, it doesn't matter whose eye you zoomed in on, because every eye, an old man or a young girl, the eyeball, when you get that close, it's all the same.
His name is Osamu Tezuka.
Yeah.
He created Astro Boy, Kimba, and Unico.
Yep, that guy. He was the grandfather of the big eye trend.
How about that, huh? I think we have to do an episode on manga pretty soon. And this, I believe, comes from the legendary book Evermind. Sean, I can't get enough of Evermind. I can't wait until I get my my Kickstarter rewards.
Yeah, this one is basically it's a very dramatic page. So there's two expressions there. That girl with a gun is really, really angry, and she's shooting at that big robot, shooting him up with bullets. And then that robot fires a missile at her, and she is like, "Holy crap!" because the missile coming at me. And then she has a different expression. So there's the angry look, which we know is like you kind of squint down. Your entire face kind of gets sucked into the black hole of your bridge of your nose. That's how you get the angry look. And then the surprise look is just basically the eyeball completely surrounded by the white scalera thing. It's just like, yeah, the white scalera right there.
White scalera.
But the other reason why I want to show this page is because that missile, I guess it's like one of those guided missiles. So it has like a glass dome on the front, like a little camera inside. And when they say that the eyes are the window of the soul, really it's the same thing. It's that glass dome with a spectral highlight on top, with the dark part, which is like the iris, and then down below the light. And then it has that illusion of glassiness. And that missile doesn't have a soul. So I wouldn't put too much magic in the eyes. I mean, it shares the same physical world as everything else. It's the basic glass dome with light coming in, and then so yeah, that it's just, I just thought it was kind of cool that missile has basically an eye-like thing on it.
So quick show of hands, who's embarrassed that they didn't even notice that? Yeah, yeah, all three of us didn't notice it. And also, Sean, quick question, truthful answer. I'm not trying to be funny. You'll know when I'm trying to be funny. Are you able to read and enjoy things, or do you deconstruct everything, or do you watch it once to enjoy it and then go back and deconstruct it? Because I would have just read this page and enjoyed it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would. That's what I intended for people to do. But I'm a process junkie. So, like, if I want to go see a movie really badly, I invite anyone to spoil movies for me because I'm really more interested in how it's all put together and not so much the roller coaster ride that you go through. So, for me, I get a different type of enjoyment. Like, I like how things are constructed, and I'm really not so much a consumer as much as a creator type. So I really get off on how well things are put together, and that kind of thing excites me. But it's a little bit too analytical. It takes the fun out of things, but and that's why I kind of keep it all to myself and try not to like tell you how everything works. But
well, no, but I mean, I'm glad that it takes the fun out of things for you because then you make your pages more fun for us. So your analytical nature makes better art. And I don't have any sympathy for you. You're a millionaire from your comics. Multi-millionaire.
Well, not multi. Well, not multi. Okay.
We don't want to be excessive. All right. So, Sean, I would also like to note that I until we were just sitting here staring at this, I didn't realize how much graphic design went into this page.
Well, I mean, you're talking about layout.
Yeah. The way you have you got the robot over here, and then you've got this as like a virtual inset where the gun comes out of the panel, and then you've got the exploding. This is more contained with a not a traditional border, but then how this rocket cuts across the page, and it's not confusing at all. Like I was totally able to track this page. I didn't realize that. I apologize until I spent time listening to you, and you're very good at explaining what you did. But like until we were talking about it, I was like, wow, that missile like is its own panel, and it easily could have gone off the rails in the hands of a less experienced artist. But the way you put it together totally makes sense.
Well, yeah, you try to be intentional about these things and just try to know what kind of tools are in your tool chest that give the reader the best experience. So I'm just trying to make it immersive and trying to, we're bound by the two-dimensional tiny canvas of comics, and it gets printed even smaller. So anything possible you can do to make it feel like you're transcending the two-dimensional tininess of it, the better. So yeah, you put the topsy-turvy panels and then try to get things to break panel borders, have things come at you into your face and have some close-ups and some far. So it's just basically it feels like very exciting, very dynamic. And I take a very academic approach to it. Like I don't necessarily envision this, but when I'm drawing it, I just know what types of tools to use to give the reader that experience. And yeah, I mean that's just part of being a storyteller in comics.
I think you taught me years and years ago that the appropriate way for action to travel is from the left to the right with the missile. If the missile were going in the opposite direction, that creates some visual dissonance. Before we go on to the next thing, and I know we're supposed to talk about eyes, can you just reteach me that, or pretend you're teaching it to Mike and Deanna, because you taught me, and I basically just repeated what you told me.
Yeah, well, in Western culture, we read from left to right. So when there's a movement, the origin should be on the left side because we subconsciously track from the left to the right. So that means the missile is coming out at us rather than going down into space. And so that really informs how you do a lot of things. Like when people are running or walking, or if there's smoke rising, the smoke should ideally start from the bottom left and then move to the upper right because we scan across the panel that way. So if you see a movie like Lord of the Rings and they're heading towards, I don't know, Mordor, is that where they're going to throw the ring into the thing?
Yes.
They're constantly moving from screen left to screen right. Yeah, and throughout the whole thing, and it's pretty consistent. I mean, not like as if you're in a fight and you wanted to get out of a person's way, you just move to the right because the person can't get you anymore. Well, not to that extent, but in general, they're moving in one direction.
Now, when they go back to the Shire, are they moving in the opposite direction?
Yeah, they turn around and move in the opposite direction. Yes.
How did you notice that?
I was told by Guillermo del Toro or whoever did that movie.
He told you? He told you?
Well, I mean, I always watch the DVD extra stuff, and that's where I learn a lot about storytelling.
Wow. Philip, actually pull Philip's back up. Philip's a pretty accomplished artist. What did he say, Mike? Because I can't actually see the whole thing.
It's a fair amount of talent and experience that produces a page at that level.
So he said you're fair.
Okay.
Fair, just a
That
fair
is fair.
amount.
He said you were middling.
Yeah, and McLeod says, I love the robot Silhouette with the transparent smoke.
Yeah, that's different than a silhouette, Sean. Mike, how do you pronounce that again?
A Silhouette.
A sleuth.
And
That's
then,
that's the old
McLeod,
Western pronunciation.
He wrote another one to correct it, figuring that we wouldn't read the full.
Well, I mean, too late. It's
honestly,
too late. You will never recover. That's it. It's
I wouldn't know
from now on.
That's a
I
tough
wouldn't
word
know how to
to
spell
spell.
that word. Yeah,
It's a tough one.
it's one of the hardest words to spell.
But we don't let anybody off the hook, Sean.
Silhouette.
Try to recover with the correction. Just
Yes.
it's over.
Like, oh no, they got me. So anyway,
type
he
it real fast
complimented
and they won't
your
put it up.
robot silhouette.
Silhouette.
All right, so let's keep going on. We've made fun of McLeod enough. Thank you, McLeod. What do we got here, Sean?
Oh, this is an expression that you can kind of see how it's not just the eyes, but there's eyelids and eyebrows, and then even part of the forehead and her mouth all play a part in this.
I feel like I've seen this expression when asking girls out on a date, and it's somewhere between dread and sympathy is coming. How to say no. I feel like I've seen this face a lot.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, so you can see like this is kind of I'm not even sure if this is really that exaggerated, but you can see how expressive people can be. But it seems like if you look at the space between the eyebrows, imagine that's being pushed upward, and it drags the lids upward, and even a little bit of the opening of the eye. And also part of it is her eyelid kind of covering a little bit of her iris, like she's kind of like tired and exasperated. So it's not like she's really intensely focused where you would probably see more of her eyeball, but she's tired and kind of anguished.
And then the additional expression here on the forehead, I think you were saying, like, it's not just the eyes, it is the whole emotion because it contorts all the muscles, right? You had once told me.
Yeah, it kind of takes over a lot of the face. So this is probably exaggerated more than it would be, because these things, I don't know if you'll be able to see it because this is purely in black and white, and there's a lot of gray tones that aren't even there, but I would still put in those because they become a symbol and that conveys that expression. So normally you don't put that in there because it really does like age or like 10, 20 years, but it's an important part of conveying the expression.
That's impressive. Mike, make that expression. No, it looks just like her. All right, another one from Evermind.
Yeah, I mean, I think you wanted me to show someone doing some sort of expression with their eyes, and so this is the only one I can find where she's a little bit. This is a good thing to note, is that when you're showing someone looking at someone, a lot of times you can look away from them, but still track with your eyeball. So I think a lot of times, like beginning artists think that whatever someone's looking at something, their whole head has to be turned that way. But that's rarely how we do it in real life. Our head can swivel and do its own thing, but then our eyes are actually looking at something different because they can work independently. So she's kind of looking down, but then her eyes are looking up, and she's like very, she's in a bad state of mind. So, and then she's being comforted by someone. And then this is a robot, but you can kind of see like she has some of those features that accentuate the emotion still. Her face is still very human because I have to get across a lot of expression, even though she's a robot.
And then there's a background character whose eyes are significant as well.
The photo model.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it looks like a Timothy Chalamet doing something.
All right, so we keep going. A lot going on here.
Yeah, this is another one where it's not just the eye, but the whole body comes into play. And she's got something going with her mouth. But there's the angle of the head, Um, so I think when you're drawing comics, you kind of act it out and just see what's going on. And it's important, like I said, not just draw a generic body and try to do all the communication with your eyes, because we'll attribute to the eyes, but really there's so much more going on with the whole body. So this is kind of like we're kind of, I don't know what you call it, a little flirty, a little naughty. And the pinky says she's classy, so.
Deanna, what did you get out of this image when you saw it?
I like that she's kind of half winking. If you zoom in on the face again, like the one eye is a slightly more closed than the other, so it's almost like she's like mid wink or about to wink, and with the tongue out, it's very like it's playful, because it's Harley Quinn, so it's Cuckoo Bananas playful, but it's playful, So you can see it's her humor, and it's her. You don't know if she's gonna flirt with you or kill you.
What's she gonna do, Mike? Is she gonna kill you or flirt with you?
I think she's going to do a little of both.
A little both.
Little A, little B.
A little of both. All right, now we got a speed round. Sean, we brought a couple of images of our own from our collections, and Mike and Deanna, this is class participation, and everybody who's in there with us, Mike, get ready with the button. Want to hear what everybody else has to say. What are we looking at here, Sean? This is your famous Wolverine 159 cover, and I thought was interesting how expressive the eyes are with the head tilt, and then how you replicated it. Was it different when you had to replicate it with a non-human character?
Yeah, it kind of really wasn't possible, but because that Wolverine face, he has those eyes that are very angry, but then like the sneer or the grin is kind of naughty, so he's gonna enjoy killing you. But yeah, the gorilla has a whole different. It's not just a gorilla; it's a robot gorilla, so it's twice removed from human, and then it becomes very, very hard to get that. But you can kind of see in that gorilla, I have these little metal segment pieces above the eyes that do a lot of the emoting. So yeah, it's just as much as I can do with that.
So was this an intentional design decision to put those metal eyebrows on so that you could have emotions on a non-human character?
Yeah, it was two things. I would need a moving piece up there to create a lot of expression with the eyes. And then also it's just a riffing off of actual animatronic robots that always have that some kind of metal plate up there that when you put the latex on top of it, those metal plates move up and down and they make the expression. So it's something that exists in real life, and it's something that I really needed to do my job as a storyteller.
You ever get tired of seeing this art, Sean? Because I never do.
Oh,
I never get tired of seeing this.
I've seen it quite a bit.
You still have the original art to this?
Oh no, to the gorilla one, yes, but not the
gorilla, and not to the original Wolverine.
Yeah, I don't know who has that, but
I have that.
Well, you have actually a Bloodshot cover, right?
I do have a Bloodshot. I have a lot of Sean. I have a lot of Sean Chen. I have quite a lot. I'm very blessed. All right.
Campbell has that Wolverine.
Zooming in just on the faces and the expression, Sean. Just narrate this a little bit for us. Like what's happening here that makes these faces and expressions effective, taking the body language out of it?
Well, the squinting of the eyes and the brows going down, it's a very angry look. It's that very typical Wolverine angry look. But then the smile says that there's a little bit of naughtiness to it, and that he's going to enjoy harming you. And yeah, that's and like I said about the gorilla, it's very limiting. But I can do something with the eye, but I really can't engage the mouth at all.
There's something sinister, Sean, and I guess you described naughty as the chin is tilted down and the eyes are up at you. Is that like an animalistic trait?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm not. I guess for some reason, like if I were to think of that pose, it's always kind of like the head is down and kind of looking down, but you're looking forward through a head that's tilted down, and that's always like very aggressive. That's a very aggressive body language. And
That's how Deanna came on the show tonight. She came on and like I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And she gave me that look, and I was like, "Oh."
And I was on fire too.
Like, you have to put this. She was on fire. I said, "You have to put the cigar out," and she did.
Yeah, flames behind me.
Flames behind you. Okay, everybody, by Evermind. Let's look at our next one. These are from me. I'm going to give you a chance to just take a look at them. These are two favorites. Sean, what's the difference between these two shocked expressions, and what do the angles and the lighting bring with these?
Well, I can see the Superman one. I can't really see the other one too well, but yeah, that's that shocked expression. So it's kind of like the opposite of that Wolverine thing that we saw, where his head is tilted down, his eyes are narrowed. With this one, his eyes are wide open and his head is tilted up. So it's kind of like the opposite emotion.
And then there's both of them are showing fear. You know, like we have powerful characters showing fear. Why does it work?
Well, if a very powerful character is showing fear, I know I don't stand a chance. So.
All right, so we'll keep going with the speed round. I could see now we have Deanna's. Now, Deanna, looks like you're a product of your generation. Deanna was born in the 1980s.
79.
So she favors Joe Mad. I zoomed in on these eyes. Deanna, talk to us. Why did you select these covers to share tonight?
So, I mean, Joe Madureira is one of my favorite artists, and Rogue is my favorite character. So his run on X-Men it is very nostalgic for me because it's 90s X-Men. This is where I live. But I love how he draws her, and I love how expressive. Rogue is a very emotional character, and I always felt like Joe Mad had a very good grip on her emotions, and he could very subtly show what she's going through. So like that cover this is all over. Both of them are from when she finds out about Gambit being part of the Morlock massacre with Mr. Sin. It was working with Mr. Sinister. So that's a huge betrayal for Rogue. And I think that I find like that this cover in particular just really shows her conflict. And like I love the way her eyes are in that.
Sean, break this down. What's Joe Madureira doing? I can barely pronounce his name. What's he doing with the eyes here? What was he doing with the eyebrows? Narrate for us non-artists.
Well, she looks very disturbed about something, very sad or very wistful. One thing that I noticed is that it's kind of cool where her head is kind of turned a little bit away, not directly looking at us, but then the eyes are looking at us. So that's a kind of very piercing kind of thing. And just to have a head that's that large, making eye contact with the viewer, really catches your eye.
Yeah, it takes the whole page. And then over here, a dramatically different look. Why'd you choose this one, Deanna? What did you like?
I love this is a variant cover that he did, and I love this cover. It's very iconic for me. And he made a very rare appearance, and I actually got him to sign this for me. I was very excited about that because he doesn't make appearances a lot. But I like this because, first of all, you see they're up in space when this takes place, and there's just so much turmoil, and she's just ready to go. She's ready to fight, and she's ready to like. Even her own inner turmoil, she still has to be a hero. And I think that this shows that you could see like there's pain on her face, but she's got to kind of compartmentalize it and fight. That's what I see on her face in this picture.
Sean, how is that achieved? Is it with the Scalera?
I can't exactly see where her eyeballs are going, but we can tell by her eyebrows that they're kind of very down close to the eyes. So all those muscles are compressing the eye so they can, like they're ready to rumble. And she's a little bit angry. But yeah, it's a great pose. I mean, I can kind of see all that Deanna said. I can see in that, and it's really strange. I really don't know exactly how it's conveying that, but it definitely is. So it's and all from a profile view too, which is tough.
All right. I actually have as a poster right here. I always loved this expression of two friends getting ready and one looks like she's surprised that somebody took a picture or just somebody just walked in on the bathroom. The small amount of information about these two characters is captured right here. I don't know how he does it, but I swear to God, the poster's right there. I love this cover, and I just think it's masterful to the storytelling that Terry Moore does with Strangers in Paradise. Can you just talk about like how he achieves so much in this panel?
What's kind of an impromptu moment. So I think one of the characteristics of that is neither of them are kind of facing us. And this is a kind of cool thing with body language you should keep in mind. And in real life too, like if you're approaching someone, like if a guy is going up to a girl in a bar, if your shoulders are square and you head it right to them and you're making eye contact, there's a shield that goes up because like the girl doesn't want to get into a conversation that's 10 minutes long. She really just wants to be with her friends. So the shield goes up, and then that conversation, she's going to try to end it as soon as possible. But with this one, like if you came up like this, your body's facing away. So you're only making eye contact, saying that I'm really heading over here, but for a second, I'm going to say something to you or acknowledge you for a second. And then that shield doesn't go up. And I think that's great with readers too, when you're reading someone's body language in a comic. If something's very important, then they should like be front and center facing you. And what's being said is very important. But most conversations don't have that level of importance. So if they're just talking about what's for lunch or whatever, just turn the body the other way and only make contact with the eyes. And that just is a very casual conversation. So that's obviously, like if her eye was not looking at us and is really just looking to the way her body is, then it has a totally different meaning. So with that little tiny bit of real estate on this page, changes the entire meaning. It's just that she's looking away, she's facing away, but that eye acknowledges us, and all of a sudden it becomes a pose that's really charged with meaning. Like it's kind of
So Deanna, your responsibility at this moment is to speak for every woman on the planet. What do you think of this cover? Does this ring true of two friends getting ready to go out? This cover?
I mean, it's funny because I have a couple of pictures similar to this with my friends. But yeah, and it's funny because it's like somebody's up. It really does go, not the brushing her teeth part, but like what you said about, someone approaching her and she doesn't want them to, like, we've all been there.
Yeah, she's not looking her best. She's still got her hair done. Now we zoom in on this one where, bold move just to show the eyes on the cover with a bruise. What do we take from this, Sean?
Geez, I didn't notice the bruise thing. Because it's, but yeah, that's kind of scary. But it's almost like something disturbing happened, and it's almost like you caught her at a very vulnerable moment, and she doesn't really want to talk about it or just have a big conversation about it. It's kind of like you just caught her because she's like she's looking away, and facing away, but then looking at you. So it's almost like she's hiding something. And of course the bruise is right around the eye. It really says a lot.
Mike, what are you taking from these two covers?
Well, the one on the right with the bruise, I didn't notice the bruise either, and I thought it looked more angry than kind of caught off guard, like she was, gonna go fight somebody.
Yeah, same character, just totally different charge for the scene. What about you, Deanna? What are you seeing in these expressions?
Well, I mean, obviously the one on the left is very playful, and the one on the right with the bruise, just the eyes and the bruise is very, very different vibe. I saw the bruise, but that's actually the first thing I saw, and you could see there's like hurt and anger all mixed up in there, and all you see is her eyes. And the bruise helps that because clearly she's been in a fight. But
Seaberry says the black eye tells the first part of the story. The vexed eyebrows tell what's about to happen next.
Yeah, she's gonna mess you up.
Well, and so one of the things that I took from this particular one was that look that a woman who has been abused might give, and is answering a question without saying a word. That is, this is what happened. And this is a powerful shot. And I think made more powerful by the fact that Terry Moore, the artist, chose to not show the whole face. I think that the power of this is that hard zoom, that even if you didn't catch it at first, the bruise, now you can't unsee it, but it feels like anger and betrayal in that expression.
I think the detail of the red in the corner of her eye too is well, I mean, that's obviously a coloring, not necessarily the pencil, but it's a coloring choice. I think that to me stands out too. It's like talking about the whites. You see the whites of the eyes. That's a big thing we've been talking about all night. Her white of her eyes is damaged. It's it's part of the bruise. It's part of the damage of her eye. I think that's very powerful too. And that's the eye that's in the front. You see that first.
Her scalera.
It's not my fault. All right, here we go. We're almost done. We got some, Sean. We got some random stuff. I'm gonna. Do you want to stay for random stuff, or you want to see what Mike left for you in the green room? Are you curious?
Either way, I can stick around.
All right, hold on. Let me just. Mike, what did you leave for Sean in the green room?
Overstock had some extra stuff on sale, so I got him
Overstock.
Yeah,
like food from Overstock.
Yeah, you can get anything from Overstock.
Like, what did you get him?
I got him meatballs and some Merlot.
Meatballs and Merlot.
Yeah,
I'll pass, but yeah, all right. But,
it's good. It's Overstock. It's good.
All right, I'll give it a try.
A little bit of leftovers. All right. So here's our random stuff. Stuff that generally my co-hosts have no idea that I'm going to show. I was disturbed by this very graphic design, Amazon, where they put the slash. Looked like they were cutting grandma's neck off. I saw this and I was like, what? Like this. And then I realized, oh, Black Friday, big deals every day. But is it just me that just looks like that's a disturbing image to throw that slash right by grandma's neck?
That's a poorly placed design element, and it looks like it's also an arrow pointing at like, this guy did it.
Yeah.
Slash that guy.
I felt it was a very graphic design. Sean, what do you think? Does this? I feel it's a design fail.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be a smile. The Amazon symbol is a smile.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's cutting her neck off for now.
Yeah, it's a bit of a fail. I think they got it so in their head it's a smile, so they put it right on top of grandma. But then they kind of lose track of the fact that we're comic book artists, so those symbols mean something. That's a speed line.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like grandma's about to get up and move. Like that is like story blocking. Okay, that's talk about slashing prices. Thank you, McLeod. Thank you. Talk about slashing prices. Good. Well done. All right, here we go. The Louvre was robbed. They were password protected. The password to the Louvre's video surveillance system was
password.
No, it was Louvre. They found out that the thieves hacked it.
Does that really count as hacking? I don't know if that counts as hacking.
This doesn't seem like it's true.
The first guess.
It was reported by multiple news outlets. I don't know if it's true, but I feel like this dude's like, I hope that's not true. Because this dude's like, I'm out here and I'm lugging all this stuff, and your password was that?
That's right. Not even Louvre backwards.
Yeah. I would guess that too.
It must have been like an intern on the first day. They said, just give us a password. And they went, all right.
Don't use password. Okay.
How about Louvre?
Username Louvre, password Louvre. So they were password protected. I do want to call out that the Patreon, which is for free, and I hope that everyone is starting to sign up. I'm populating it frequently. This week, I populated the second entry into the public domain materials, and I downloaded and repackaged the works of Edgar Allan Poe, all 5 volumes. So you can use the entire Edgar Allan Poe text and do illustrations with it. You can use any of the characters. You can use the likeness of the author. It is totally public domain. If you go to Patreon and sign up for Comic Book School, it is free. I don't have anything to sell. I don't charge. I don't have tiers. It's just there. But this is public domain. And I just think that it's important for people to be aware that there are a lot of Poe fans out there. And if you recall, Mike Dolce said that they mostly make their money at their table every year by selling something new that features Edgar Allan Poe. And they are well known for Edgar Allan Poe material, merch, comics, graphic novels, posters. They always have something for Poe. They say it's one of the first things that sells out, and it helps them make table every year. I don't mean to give Mike's secret away, but he talked about it on the show. And here is all the Edgar Allan Poe you could possibly eat for free. So, no, Conan's not public domain. It is recopyrighted by the original owners. The Sumerian is in certain countries. For example, the Sumerian French law does not honor U.S. copyright the same way that U.S. honors it. So technically, Conan is not public domain, but in France, you can do the Sumerian. There's a whole lot of humps there. Yeah. Believe me, as one of my favorite characters, I researched to see if Conan was in the public domain. Trust me, I tried. So you can download that. On heavy rotation, also on Patreon, I'm just putting up music. For those of you who already pre-subscribed to Patreon, you are able to listen to Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. It's by a band called Electric Callboy. I actually noticed it because I love the band Baby Metal, who became famous with the song Gimme Chocolate. So if you need some inspiration, I actually have a folder in the Patreon called Music Spiration, and Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta is in heavy rotation. Sean, you're not subscribed to my Patreon yet, are you?
I am not. I will right after this.
And it's free. It's free.
Cool.
Mike, I saw you went in there and you gave it did you watch the video, Mike?
I watched a lot of it. It was far too long for me, but when it really started out and it really started to get into the heavy metal and baby metal, I was like, okay, this is great. And then it went on too long, so I turned it off.
It's basically it's like thrash screamo metal with K-pop singers.
Yeah, and they wore stupid stuff on the helmets on their head were dumb.
Yeah, they wore the glitter on the head.
Yeah.
Deanna, did you go in there and do your homework?
I watched it. I'm the big nerd that follows all the instructions, and I did my homework.
What did you think of Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta?
It's okay. It's okay.
All right.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm interested, and I want people to join the Patreon, and I want people to tell me what they think we should be putting up there. And if Patreon fails, I'll just stop. And if you guys don't want to do this anymore, I'll just stop.
No. Keep doing it.
Draw my eyes, Sean.
What's that expression?
Careful. Yeah.
All right. Mike's novel continues to go on. In this episode, he has a heart attack. I don't mean to give it away, but it's journal entry 14. I felt the pressure in my chest, Mike. You made me a little nervous because it felt a little too authentic, Mike. Like, yeah. I'm worried for you. Did you just jot down notes while you were having some sort of pressure in your chest?
These are certain things that you remember all the time.
Yeah. So, Sean, Mike continues to stay on deadline, 14 entries in a row, if you can believe. Mr. Pantser is staying on track.
It's crazy.
Very cool. You don't have to subscribe to him. It's fine. What is that?
Buddy looks like someone who would tell Buddy to turn off his playlist.
It's true. It's true.
No, not yet, Andrew. Not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe soon.
All right, Deanna's doing Quiet Corners 2. She doesn't have a cover to show us yet, but she has an interior page, which we'll zoom in on here. Deanna is really negligent in sharing this material with us on time for the show. But she was able to get me this about a minute or so before we went live. Sure. But she is working on it, and you can follow Deanna on her Blue Sky, where she's actively posting, and promised me that she would share more often. Deanna, is that?
I promise.
Did you promise to do that?
I promise. Pinky promise.
All right. So, guys, you You don't have to follow Mike, although I recommend you do because this was a particularly good entry. I have to give it to you, Mike. It was very good.
Oh, you actually read this
Deanna. What's that, Mike?
You actually read this one.
I did. I read them all. I read them all grudgingly. I don't want to read them. I have to read them. And I'm going to read Deanna's comic. That I actually want to read. It's not. I'm not doing Deanna a favor like I am for you, Mike.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we go back long enough that you know. From our community, a lot of things going on. Victor Medina's here tonight. He's really he's keeping up a pace. He's posting very regularly, and I see a lot of improvement, including in his coloring. There's the art of Victor Medina. You can follow him on Instagram. By the time I took this photo, he got 50 likes. Philip's also on the show. He's drawn for Rippa, the Rippaverse. Sean, you know the Rippaverse, right?
Oh yeah, everyone knows that. A million people know that.
Did you do work for them?
Oh no, I wish.
No. Well, Philip might be your insider.
Yeah, he can get you a job.
You know, Philip got his start here on Comic Book School on our first anthology. It was part of our 8-page challenge. I think his artwork is coming along quite fetchingly. Well, Crom, you got it, pal. Doing a good thing. So people should follow you on X. And welcome back to Mariam, our friend Mariam, who was hacked for literally months on end. All of her accounts got hacked. You couldn't trust if it was her. Through sending you weird things. There she is. She's back. And in this speed video, Mariam is using her Marvel Uchida markers, hashtag Marvel Uchida. And she does a time-lapse thing of drawing. So she's getting back into drawing.
It's not working for them. He's just a fan.
Oh, all right. Well, let's just say that they should hire you based on this work. And Andrew Campbell, keeping it up. I had to take a picture of this. He is very consistent. Andrew, I want to make one request, and Mike, same thing for you. I don't know how you do it, but this stuff does not export to Kindle at all. The last thing I want to do is stare at a computer screen for more time, especially on like long chapters. Fortunately, Mike's chapters are short and I have a short attention span, but like they need to make some sort of export like I've done. Like, look at this. Like the post stuff at least exports nicely. Go back over here as PDFs, and then it goes nice on a Kindle. You could read it on a Kindle. Who the heck wants to read a book on a screen? I don't understand that.
If you want, and this might be a bit of a trial to do, you can copy the post, and then when you paste it in another document, you have to do.
God, I'm not that into you.
Right. I'm just telling you. Just let me know how you can do it.
You're just. You know, I don't know. I do it because I love you. I have the app on my one of my many devices. I'm very rich, so I have many devices.
Yeah, many.
But I want to read it on the Kindle because it's nicer on the eyes. What was the thing the last person just said?
McLeod says, "Cool. How do we post work? Do we?"
Well, if you leave your social media in the comments of the episode, not in the chat stream, which is what we're doing now. But after in the comments, just say, "Hey, check me out on this." And everybody here should feel comfortable posting their links and self-promoting themselves because obviously I'm doing it for you. That means I'm endorsing self-promotion. So if you want to put your own link in there and say like, check out my blob stack. Isn't the Kindle?
I was going to say that too, Matthew, but I didn't want to get yelled at again. So.
No, it's paper. No. It's no, go back. It's a different type of thing. It's digital ink. So what it does is when you turn the page, the ink and the page stops refreshing. There's no refresh rate on a Kindle. So it's like paper, and you can literally turn it down so much that you can read it outside like paper, or you can have it backlit. But the difference with the Kindle is it's so much easier on your eyes because it's not an active screen like a computer screen or a tablet. So it is digital, but it basically stops once the text is in place.
Buddy, when you're talking like this is exactly how I was feeling.
Did you?
I don't know. I still nothing beats a book, like a real book in my hands. I'm that.
Deanna was trying to wait for me to get to the point. Sean was thinking, I can't wait to eat my meatball. Where's he going? Is he leaving?
Done. He's always like, I'm over this.
He's got to get his meatball and his Merlot.
There you go.
Oh, there he goes.
So I'll explain the Kindle while Sean enjoys the Merlot and the meatball. How is the meatball?
Oh, it's good. It's overstock.com brand, you know.
Yeah. What says we care like overstock.com? All right, from our community. Next week, everybody, this is a weird episode. Next week, I have the perfect day. I have the foremost expert in the world coming on to talk about Steve Gerber. He has written a book about Steve Gerber, and I believe that Steve Gerber is a creative genius who has, unfortunately, because he passed away many years ago before, the major boom of the internet, and he had a very fraught relationship with Marvel due to Howard the Duck, but he did many innovative techniques in comic books before many other creators did it. And the name of the episode will be Steve Gerber Did It First. And I'm having this person come on. He is an actual academic who studies Steve Gerber and other comic writers and artists and deconstructs their work in an academic way. So he published an academic book about Steve Gerber. So I asked him to give us some pre-reading for the audience. Obviously, you can take a picture of this or go on over to the Patreon where that list will be. But we'll be talking about this from the perspective of how Steve Gerber worked in the 1970s and why his work is so significant even today, and some of the creators that he undoubtedly influenced. Are you guys at all familiar with any of the work that's here? Or is it just me?
I mean, I've heard of a lot of the titles, but they're not. I don't know them well.
Sean, you read a lot of these. Didn't you read a lot of these?
I know the name. I know the title. I have not. I don't have that much experience with it.
All right. Well, we're going to tell you why Steve Gerber is such a significant comic book figure. Next week, we will have this. But if you want to really get a jump on it, a lot of these are available through your local library. If you have a subscription to Marvel or DC, some of these are Marvel, some of these are DC. Global Comics has them. So be sure to check out some Steve Gerber stuff and immerse yourself. As always, please, let's say thank you to Sean. That's the wrong year. How about this one? No, this is the end.
There we go.
That was it. That was the one I was looking for. So, Sean, thank you so much. That was really short. Let's do this. Do a better one. So, Sean, thank you so much for coming. People, the way we thank our guests who spend time with us, we told Sean this would be a 30-minute show. He's hung in here like a trooper. So please go to 247 Comics and buy Evermind and Wingman. I fully endorse these books. And all kidding aside, Sean's a personal friend, but these are really good pieces of work. Wingman in particular, if you are a creator, the side notes, the liner notes, the behind the scenes are invaluable. So be sure to check that out. Follow him, see if he can get over 89,000. I know that's a big ambition for you, Sean. And as he noted, you can still buy his Kickstarter because 247 Comics will still allow you to buy the Kickstarter stuff. Those are our comic book school socials. It's time for us to put on the music. We thank you so much. As you can see, we want you to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, Sean, so much for joining us. Deanna, thanks for bringing some intelligence, life to this show. And Mike, thanks for just being Mike.
Just being here.
You're a personality hire. We love you. Guys, we will see you again next Tuesday. And whatever you do, just keep making comics, okay? Good night, everybody.